Hey guys, and welcome once again to the Weekly Critically, the show where we take one of your decks and try and improve it. My name is Jaggerous, and I am joined by the lovely Crash Overlord.
Hello, hello. Today we'll be looking at a Shupe Golden Weather Movement Francesca deck, some kind of a interesting mix. And it has a lot of movement synergy, even an operator just to get out another one of those Dolbra Dana Bowman.
Yeah, so, you could also use it on the Dwarven Agitator as well, so it's kind of a versatile card in there. Alternatively, the Elven Merc, if you don't think that they're running special cards. It's an interesting list. I think it's quite bronze special heavy, which maybe is not something I would have gone for. I feel like Nezzy, the person who's made this deck, has definitely tried to put all of the movement cards in here, and maybe you're better off investing a little bit more in some other strategies in order to just keep the deck powerful rather than going full movement.
Yeah, I definitely would agree there, but let's take the deck around for a spin and see how it performs.
My folk have suffered much.
So here we are, we queued into a Dagon and we're on the mulligan screen. I think we should mulligan the boulder, or the rock barrage.
Yeah, that sounds good. We're looking for golden weather here, obviously, and I think we do have to mulligan away the dwarf as well, because I do believe Agitator and the dwarf are the only two targets for Barclay.
Yep.
And if Barclay hits Agitator without a dwarf in your deck, then you're not necessarily happy.
So, what do you take as the last throw here? Do you want to hold on to, like, Lacerate, or do you want to throw, like, a Half-Elf Hunter? Although Half-Elf Hunter's good points, but, you know, it's not synergistic, really, with the deck.
So we don't have Golden Weather, so I think I would toss the Lacerate here.
And we got War Dancer, which is okay to have in hand. We're on blue coin. How do you feel about the dry pass here?
I actually really like it. We have the War Dancer, and we are a Golden Weather deck as well, right? Technically, we even have Weather Clear versus the Dagon, so I'm feeling pretty okay. If we go into a super long round, I don't mind that either.
Yeah, because we have Shupe in our hand, we can always find Golden Weather with Francesca, so we have that option. Is it Relics?
Maybe it's Relics.
Maybe it's Shupe. Maybe it's the Shupe Mirror.
Shupe monsters, yes.
I have a great Shupe monsters deck. Don't even, like... It's always the bamboozle. That's what I like about it. So the problem we have here is we need to throw both of these, but because we have Francesca, it's actually fine that we can just mulligan the War Dancer.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we can mulligan the Mercenary with the Francesca.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, our opponent's gonna be playing here. Doesn't open with
Okay, so it's not Shupe because he's played 2 relics.
Not Shupe. Damn. What do we do now?
So I don't think we can catch him with 1 card, which means we'd have to play 2.
Yeah, unless we play Shupe, but I don't want to commit to Shupe here. We can just simply play Francesca for now.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
My folk have suffered much.
You know, if he passes, we've got a really easy play and just half-elf hunters.
So, do you prefer Drought or Ragnarok?
What is our hand? Let's see. I think I actually kind of just prefer R&R.
Let's go. That one's premium as well.
Our opponent's unlikely to have, you know, engines in a Relog deck.
So that's his weather. We can clear it, but he may have more. And at the moment it's only hitting a 7. So what do you think? Do you think it's better to clear, or do you think it's better to just play our own, you know, just play for points, I guess?
If we can clear while, you know, catching up in points, then that would be okay. The other option is actually to just play Agitator and pull it out of the fog.
Oh, that is true. We do have that movement synergy, as well as moving his units. We can always move our own.
So and gain additional points.
Haha.
Yeah, Frightener is definitely a card that, you know, exists. It's really annoying we don't have our own Yaven here. Big thing to note is that usually in a Shupe deck, you could try and play it so that Shupe is your only special, so that Yaven could always draw it. So something like a Brewer Yaven opening in a, you know, in a Shupe deck means you're guaranteed to get Shupe as well, which might be a better way of going than Francesca, because Francesca doesn't buff specials.
Yeah, but it does mean you have to scrap this whole movement archetype, which I don't hate. Like, I don't hate not playing movement. I think the Mulligan Shupe is maybe stronger, but like if you want to play movement, then obviously Francesca's the better choice, and I'm gonna play this half-elf hunter. Like, typically I tend to try and stack 2 rows rather than playing on all 3, just because occasionally it comes back to bite you. And there's no point playing into the fog, because he's always going to have something that he can move into it when we have 3 units here. Is it worth playing the weather? I guess we'd only get 4 points from it, so he'd be 1 up, so it isn't worth playing the weather. Is it worth clearing the weather?
If only there was a unit in the mid row. Not anymore. Yeah, I think it's worth clearing the weather. Our opponent seems to be trying to bleed us, so you wanna not be dead in a super long round.
I don't think I want to stack this row, do I? It doesn't really matter what we move. Well, we don't want to move him.
I think I would just move the 1, honestly.
Yeah. The only problem with playing the 9 there is obviously we did play into Igni, but Igni's not that prevalent at the moment. I like more fog. We can actually pull all of these out of the weather with Zoltan, but this guy, it looks like he's going for a long round by the fact that he's played weather, so I don't know what's the best strategy. Maybe we just play the Bowman and then utilize Novellin.
Yeah, the reason I don't like playing Bowman is because, yeah, we'd be behind. This is kind of the problem with this deck, is that it might have trouble, you know, playing enough tempo for to actually play Golden Weather. I think maybe we could play Zoltan and try and get tempo that way, because then their opponent is forced to play something along the lines of, well, if they play into mid-row, they have to play 13 or more points to disable our Golden Weather, I should say.
Yeah, that's true. It's just hard to find the kind of point in time when you're kind of okay to do that.
So close.
The thing is, and we also want to play this before we play Novellin, so the kind of ordering here is different. We can play Barclay and pull the Dwarven Merc and pull this guy out of the weather.
I think this is a good time to play Barclay, yeah.
Mahakam! They used to tire my tongue about that.
So now we're up 9.
Yeah.
Question is, how much does the Relic deck want to commit here? Like, what is their big finisher?
Well, they have ghouls as really great finishers, right?
Yeah.
But a good thing is that we'll be able to maybe Shupe steal one, which should be enough to win the game. And this is definitely where I would play Golden Weather.
Yeah, we've managed to gain enough tempo that we can get away with playing Ragnarok now. And he's got units on all of the rows, so that's pretty good. Oh. So, I think we probably go for the Bowman now, because we're not going to get great value out of Novellin and stuff later. So we may as well just play this and put us ahead. And then I might set up the Scorch.
The Scorch that doesn't exist.
And maybe he has a Scorch, you know. This is pro strats.
But then he kills at 11 now. Oh my.
Oh, we got Striggered. So I think we have to play Novellin here, because we're not going to see value out of him otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll really see value out of Novellin in general, but yeah, I don't think we really have an option, do we?
Yeah, I guess he's not really valuable anyway, because he killed our elf chickie. But this will at least put us ahead.
Yeah, I think it's probably the worst card we've got here.
The only thing is, it messes up the Panther.
Does it? Yeah, it does. I mean, you can just toss it into the mid row, because there's no point in moving more than, you know, the other cards. Or into back row.
Oh, we should have gone back row, yeah. Because we still messed up our Panther that way.
Yeah. Oh well. Okay.
That's interesting.
That's a very interesting card I wasn't expecting to see. We could look into Reconnaissance and maybe find, you know, Elven Scout.
You also have Shupe clear on Hunter, but then we'd have to commit Shupe.
Yeah, no, I think we need to save Shupe to be able to win round 3. So I would most likely play Reconnaissance here. Mercenary into Doppler, maybe, or a Lacerate. Both of those work really well.
Yeah, that's true. Because this is high rolling for Weather Clear, but Doppler can give us Weather Clear anyway.
And Lacerate is just an amazing
Everything
point
alright?
card that might make him pass.
I guess we do a Doppler.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, it's...
Fine. If my
Problem is we have a dead. I think... Oh no, we can move something with Kieran, so this isn't dead.
I think buff the Panther, yeah.
Because we can use Kieran to move something to the middle row, and then shoot it with the Panther.
This is Elven.
Oh, look at that
land,
BM.
upon which your kind dies.
That's quite painful. We have to play both cards, or we have to play Shupe.
Well, would both cards even be enough? This is worth 9, and this is worth 14.
14.
So yeah, it would be enough. Even though we're taking 6 per turn.
Oh,
actually, no, maybe not.
Honestly, like a Shupe Mage steal a big ghoul, like a 17-point ghoul, I think is our best chance of winning this game. Because that's a C-Nova deck, right? So I think maybe he passes here. And if he doesn't, then we can use Shupe to actually keep even on cards.
He's gonna try and show us. Like, that's his plan.
Yeah, I mean, he did commit Golden Weather as well, and there's the card.
Can we even win with Shupe?
I'm not sure.
I don't feel like we can.
What can Shupe get here?
Unless we, like, high roll Charm or something.
Yeah.
He's gonna...
Might be necessary.
He's gonna try and 2-0 us. And if he's got Nova, he'll go for it.
Yeah, but if we steal Nova, we still...
Okay, so we have to high roll, because otherwise we're gonna be down. Because he's got another 6 points.
30, 30, 40, yeah. Okay, so we just have to high roll into the 15 exactly, right?
Basically, yeah. It's never gonna happen. Oh. Oh.
Wait, what if it's triple pit trap? Does that win?
No.
Almost. If it was pit
man.
trap on front row, we could have won.
Yeah, if it was pit trap on front row, we would have won. That drought! Oh man, that totally got us.
You know what I'd like to have in my deck?
What would you like to have in your deck?
Ida.
Yeah, I think Ida would be good in the deck. Let's go to the deck builder and make some changes. So here we are in the deck builder, and some kind of obvious changes that you can make to the silvers. I think that, like, Operator is too low tempo. Like, the problem with this deck is that a lot of the plays are kind of low tempo. Operator is a good example of that, and Nivellen requires you to have the Bowman on the board to really see very good value out of him. So those are the silvers that I would change.
Yeah, I definitely would agree there. Nivellen has exactly one card of synergy in this whole deck, and I really don't feel that that's enough to warrant a 10-point silver. You know, even when it does trigger, even when you get like best value, like you're moving 5 or 6 units to deal 2 damage to each of them, great, that's a 22-point card, but it's so rare that it happens. You have to have both cards, you have to be in a long round. I feel that it's just very... If you're in that position already, where you're playing a very long round with a Bowman on board, I just don't see you actually needing the Nivellen power to win the round. So I'd rather go for something more consistently powerful.
And Ida kind of fits into that role. She gives you the clear. She also has Elza's Thunder, so you can remove problematic cards. And on top of that, she gives you a little bit of extra weather, which can be nice if you're running a movement style deck. So I think we should put her in. The other question is, do we really need both weathers? Because the idea of the deck is you play a long round with weather, and then you play a short round with Shupe. That's your kind of your 2 win conditions. So in some ways, I'm wondering if you could get away with taking out one of the weathers, because you can end up in a situation where you have a dead weather card if, you know, you end up in a short round or you've already played Ragnarok and then there's no place for Karathi.
So I think like the double golden weathers idea is that, okay, if my opponent clears weather, I'll just play the second one. Honestly, if that happens, you might be in a position where your opponent like either has more weather clear, or he's now far enough ahead in tempo that if you do play the second golden weather because of the silver mage trading +2 or more, you actually can't play the second golden weather while maintaining tempo. So I think a second one can definitely be cut, and the deck does lack some, as you just said, Jag, some power plays, some tempo plays. I think a good way to somewhat maybe fix that is maybe an Isengrim.
Yeah, I agree, and I think between Ragnarok and Karathi, you're probably better off taking out Karathi, because Karathi actually counters your own Dolblathana Bomber, because if you have a heat wave down, it's going to kill your trap. So, or does the trap trigger before the weather? I'm not sure. I think the weather triggers first, right? Because the trap takes a turn. You have a turn to counter it, so yeah, it would die.
Yeah.
So let's take out heat wave, and I think if you put in Isengrim, you need to run then at least 2. I would say you want to run at least 2 ambushes.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 1 silver spot, so we have space for a silver ambush, which is Teruvial Malena or the other one.
Yeah, the one that nobody ever plays.
Morin,
So.
yeah.
Yeah. I like Moren. I like Malena. She's worth more points and can sometimes steal some insane card like Olgerd or Morgvarg. I definitely think on average the Rubiel is much easier to use, and you know, if you're not used to playing ambushes or playing with the deck, then maybe you can go with that. But if you're trying to maximize value, then I think Malena's the better choice.
I agree. The alternative is you could run both, but I quite like the silvers that we have now, in which case the bronze ambush card, the Sapper, actually is not, I don't think too bad. I mean, yes, there's a delay on it, but it's still 11 points of value attached to your then 7 from Isengrim. And there's definitely some some bronzes I want to change in this deck. For example, I understand Rock Barrage was put in for movement, but I feel like it's not really that. It's not enough. Like, this is where we're talking about tempo plays, and Rock Barrage isn't great in that example. And Alzur's Thunder, I think, is similar, especially when you already have an Alzur's Thunder now on Ida. You don't necessarily need to run one for yourself.
Yeah, as well as having a Panther for removal already. It's not a necessity to have, like, you know, engine removal. I think you're fine just playing points. Your opponent plays points, and you Golden Weather, and you win the long round anyways. On the topic of, you know, putting in more bronzes, I really like increasing this dwarf, you know, let's say consistency, along with enabling a potential Hattori on Barclay Elves, because I think that's a really strong play. So I'd love to add in the Dwarven Skirmisher, just because it's already a 12-point play, but even more so than that, another Barclay target is just great to have.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of safety in regards to if you happen to draw into your Merc that you don't have a dead agitator. It does mean that you're not guaranteed to get a Merc, but, you know, you don't always have to be moving units. There's other ways that you can kind of gain value. So I think that's kind of okay.
Mm-hmm. The other cards you could potentially look at are just generally solid value, you know, SD cards, maybe like a Vraihi Dragoon, maybe a Farseer, Dwarven Mercenary buffs in the beginning of a turn, or when you play it, sorry. Dwarven Skirmisher buffs when you play it. You know, Elven Scouts have chances of playing something that buffs when you play it. So I think Farseer could potentially get enough value. You could also replace Farseer with something else, like even just, you know, the 7 Europe Hawker Smugglers. There we go, that's the name. And you just run some random engines for value potentially, and I think they're going to be on average stronger than bronze spells.
I think that's fair. But then if you're running a if we're running Nelvin Merc, we do want to run at least one bronze spell.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
and the question
is how do you change this?
I think the 3 spells or specials, that we've got are actually great. Lacerate does synergize with Golden Weather, and that is part of our plan. It synergizes with movement, and it's just a general good play to have. Reconnaissance is great because it increases thinning and, you know, gives us Elven Mercenary targets, along with Doppler just being a general okay card. Doppler is essentially just Elven Scout -1, but it can actually hit the good bronzes that we also already have in our deck. So I like the specials we've got. Oh, and I just realized we already have 15 points.
Yeah,
15 bronzes.
So the thing is, if you wanted to go with something like a Smuggler, Dragoon, Farseer package, you'd probably want to thin 3 cards. And then it's kind of up to you. I think you could argue to take one of these out. You could probably take out the Let's have a look. You could take out one of the dwarves if you wanted to be more risky. You could take out the panther if you don't feel like you need removal. There's kind of a lot of different ways that you can run this Shupe deck, but because we're sticking with this movement strategy, I think maybe we should just leave it at this.
I think that's completely fair, and I do like it. In general, the idea is solid, and we can just play it more and test it out and see if it actually works.
You want peace? Fight for it.
We do what must be done.
So
We
we're up
keep
against...
running into Henselt as our second match.
Yeah, Henselt with rose stacking. Fun times.
It's gonna be great. I think honestly, damn, this hand is pretty good. We can just get rid of the dwarf, and then we're looking really solid. Now, I would like Shupe and or Golden Weather, so maybe even toss the second dwarf.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's worth trying to find Shupe or Golden Weather because they're a large part of our strategy. But then what do you toss here? Because he's going to stack, so we should keep this.
Yeah, maybe we still have movement synergy as well. Maybe just the half-elf hunters. They are a proactive play, but I think that's fair.
And we pulled into Ragnarok. We are going first, though.
I think a dry pass is still correct.
Yeah, I agree. Especially against Hensel. Ugh. Ugh.
Playing round one as blue coin versus Hensel just feels...
Feels
let's
bad.
just say not great.
Just watch, she's going to make a big tempo play now.
Here comes Natalis into Winch into Siege Tower.
Yep.
Into Henselt into 3 more Siege Towers from the deck. And I think that's a fairly good hand, honestly. We're looking solid. We don't have our spy.
Now what?
Is my only worry, but I think that's fair.
I mean, we can play Weather on tempo here, but then he might pass.
Can we win a very long round without Golden Weather?
Maybe not. But the thing is he gonna go into the round? Does he want to set up his graveyard? Like, if he has Shanti, he needs to do that. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays here. And also, what do we play here? Recon? Francesca, actually, probably.
Yeah, maybe a Francesca. And we can just toss away the Weather Clear. Because we're on... It's even if it moves something, it's just an 11-point card, unless it moves into Golden Weather. But I think we have other movement available to us. The other option, I think, was, you know, we could take the Yavin.
But we might pull Lacerate or Doppler.
Yeah, I think getting the Shupe is just guaranteeing it is very useful to do. I think something I would very much like to do is Siaran the Ronvid.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Locking the Ronvid denies him crewman, makes life kind of better for us.
Unless we pull it into a different row, just to, you know, enable Golden Weather slightly more power.
Yep. May as well set up your weather if we do end up playing it.
I pass on every 10th round.
So he's setting up, what, Ballista?
Maybe, or a Scorch.
Or a Scorch, that's true. I mean, we can counter the Scorch by playing Barclay, but we'd have to then get the Dwarven Merc.
No, either one does it, right?
Oh yeah, that's true, because one of them boosts. That's true. And then we've also set up our Hattori, so playing Barclay this round I think is wise anyway.
Yeah,
But
I think it's
do we want to play Agitator first?
We could. Although, let's think about it. So if Agitator pulls Skirmisher, we're actually really unhappy with that, because it's just a 9.
Yeah.
So I think I would actually play Barclay first.
Let's see what we get. Oh, we got the one we wanted to stay in the deck. So I guess we should move Francesca? Or, I guess we should move one of these lower ones.
Got any hooch left?
Yeah, for sure. The only problem is that here, yeah.
Oh, he's got one in hand, though.
Then he most likely wants to either play it or, well, mulligan in the way, so that's the play. If only we had our own spy here. Drawing spy is so useful for a deck like this, and this is exactly why you could potentially consider. Now, obviously, the flavor of the deck goes in the opposite direction. We cut, you know, Golden Weather, we probably cut the movement, but you could consider running Barclay, Yavin, and only Shupe as well.
Yeah, which I don't hate. Like, I think going for the Brewer strategy with that is it gives you you consistently get Shupe, and it also means you consistently get your Spy, which is kind of favorable. What do you think about the Bowman, if this round seems to be going on?
I think that's a fair play. It's not too fast, right? It sets up our, you know,
And
our engine if we do have to go fast.
Yep.
But
I'm an officer.
we're
I'm
gonna
a
try and
gentleman.
save as much power as we can for the next round.
so he's made
And
a
that
little
looks like
pocket.
Yeah, not just that. That looks like ballistas, right?
Yeah.
It could also look like
Scorch.
but I don't know. Do you think Golden Weather here is too early still?
Not necessarily. I think he's kind of shown his hand of committing to this round. And if he scorches, he's going to do a lot of damage. 27. But, like, how do we counter the scorch? I guess we play this.
No, that's just another 9.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's true. It's another 9. So we play this.
Honestly, I might just play Golden Weather here, yeah. I think it's a fair enough play. They might sometimes run Death Mode. Henselt has started running Death Mode every now and then.
Yeah, that's true. But hopefully he doesn't have it.
Yeah, and it also depends on you know, which variant he is. If he's looking at the Bloody Baron variant, he's much more likely to try and win here. Or sorry. If he's running a Villain Threaten Mirth variant, he's much more likely to try and pressure this round to secure a, you know, a more even round 3 where that villain is going to be a bit more impactful.
Yeah, so we need to make... We're going to get 4, so we need to make 10 points. So, Agitator? That was his scorch.
Yeah, that's a completely fine.
We've lived in isolation for too bloody long.
You just hit the 6 and I think it's fine.
Kneecaps broken.
There we go.
We don't set anything down to 1, so we don't decrease the bomber value.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. We also have
One
quite a
piece.
nice trap at the
Fight.
moment because he's stacking that middle row.
Mm-hmm.
But he has committed Henselt here, which means I guess he wants to try and win this one. He's not shooting her, which I find very odd.
Yeah, that's quite unusual. Now the trapper isn't enough points, sadly.
This is
so
worth how much? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We get 20 points if we play Zoltan. I think we should probably just play the trapper, though. Because we're going to
Yeah, I
have to play
think
2 cards anyway.
playing the trapper here is completely fair. I don't think he can do anything to stop it, and it
Look what the
locks
Wildcat
the mid row
dragged
as well.
Yeah, it means he can't play any more machines.
With crewman.
Yep. Well, yeah, with
So,
crewman. He
pretty
did kill
okay.
our archer, though, which means we get less value out of Zoltan. Although, like, you can use Zoltan to boost your own units as well.
Yeah. What you generally want to do is move something into
The back row.
weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what do we do here? I mean, we can play Isengrim, but that's not going to win us the round. But, like, nothing we play is going to win us the round. So maybe it's worth playing Isengrim now, while we still are able to play 2 cards.
Yeah, I like saving the Isengrim, but maybe it's getting close enough that I can, you know, feel confident tossing it as well. I'm okay with doing that. And if he, you know, if he doesn't pass, then Malayan is gonna get okay value.
Human is a
We'll be happy.
Yeah. This is where he clears weather and all of these guys get healed. He's just playing the long con. What's the biggest unit in his deck?
Naneke? Unless it's in his hand, then otherwise it's just a random machine.
But there's no reason
Probably
you go
a
for
battering
Neneke
ram.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just a battering ram. So his hand does have Naneke. That's good info he just told us. So what card are we looking for here?
So we're gonna take a 4 off of him? No, I'm sorry, a 5. We're gonna take a 5. If he has Villain Trettenmirth, the biggest unit he has is an 8, but that's gonna get hit.
No. We'll be taking the 4 because weather damage, right?
Oh yeah, of course, we will be taking the 4, you're correct.
So that's 11. What is that? 15 points. So we only need the. You know, weather's doing another 4. I think
We need 6
reconnaissance
points,
is a
yeah.
completely fine play. We can
We take this 'cause it
even move
moves,
something
yeah.
into back row. Don't move the 8.
Death to
Move
Old
the
One!
5.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because the 8 is giving us points. You know?
Yeah.
Since it doesn't hit the 4 then.
Do you think he's gonna try an all-in?
It's looking
Like, he's still
it.
playing.
Yeah, I'm not... I don't quite understand the thought process here.
Do you want to
I
res
think that's-
Barkley?
Already?
Or, no, I guess we can save that for the final round. The alternative is we can play Zoltan, or we can play Ida and just zap. But the zap is currently going to hit a 6.
So, the biggest problem is that we have kind of 3 reactive cards in our hand. That's somewhat annoying.
We don't really want to set up his graveyard, because he's got Shani. He might have Shani.
Potentially.
So then maybe we're better to play Zoltan and move something to the back row along with 2 of our cards.
Yeah, I think that sounds fair.
I can use a pint.
Probably
Yeah, that
this
definitely
one.
sounds fair. Yeah, just the ballista. Take it away so he can't, you know, KSM it next to a KSM already. Or sorry, they're just siege... Are they just siege masters now?
Yeah, they're
Kadwani
just
anymore.
siege masters.
Not Kadwani
Where's our
anymore.
flavor text? These are just called Dunbanner. They're not like cavalry. But I guess they got rid of heavy cavalry because heavy cavalry is called someone else now. So these are just Dunbanner.
Dark clouds gather over to
Natalis as well. That it seems like too much of a commitment.
pass
But
on
maybe he's
every
trying to
10th
thin his
round.
deck to, you know, still draw his other golds. And think in that scenario, that's completely fair.
So I think we should zap Natalis. Because that doesn't set up his graveyard for Shani.
Sure.
And then we'll get lucky and
That's
it'll hit the Dunbanner. So he won't have any
That's a
Riz
fair
targets.
That's
The time of the white frost and white light is nigh.
I like playing these weather clear cards whilst watching Ragnarok hit. It's kind of satisfying. Oh, unfortunately it hit the Siege Master, which means if he has Shani, he can res and repair one of his...
We know he's got Neneke in
units.
hand, so if he plays something other than Neneke here, and then Golden Weather would, you know, keep him 10 points behind, we could actually have just passed.
This is actually really good for us, though, because we have 2 tempo plays in hand.
Yeah, the biggest problem is that we don't have proactive plays either, but I think that's fair. We just drew a good one.
Yeah, that's our proactive play, because we can get Doppler from that, guaranteed. The concern I have is, like, if he plays Bork, we need to kind of plan around our Shupe a little bit, but...
Yeah,
Storm
we
is
could
coming.
play Hunter
Let's
and
enjoy the
kill it.
weather while we still can.
That's... I think because Neneke Dunbanner is most likely to happen, I feel like Smuggler's the best choice here.
He's already played his Dunbanner.
Got business for me?
But Neneke.
Oh, he's going to put them... Oh, to put them back in his deck. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant he was going to play a Dunbanner. I was like, why would he play a Dunbanner?
Oh, yeah, no, he's gonna play 3 Dunbanner from hand and then we'll be really, really happy.
Despite the fact that they're all currently, like, hanging out in his graveyard.
These dogs have no honor.
Okay.
And that's a Salt Kirk. So no villain, that's a Bloody Baron deck. Okay.
He has killed
That's
a lot of our
armor,
units.
though. We could just play the Hattori here. We lose the 3 damage, but I think it's a fair play. It depends on what we want to do with Shupe.
Outshine all others.
Yeah, I think we might need to use Shupe as a... I don't know, a draw or a charm. We'll have to kind of see, and, like, you know, we lose out on 3 damage, but I think ultimately it's still okay.
Yeah, the option value we gain is quite important.
And because also charming an 8's not great, so...
Well, it's
Well, charming a 4 is even worse.
Severed limbs, blood
Yeah.
and guts.
But it does give us, say, a Hunter here.
Yeah, so
but
this is
a
Baron,
Bloody
right?
Baron. I wasn't counting it.
No, I haven't
But
counted it.
I don't think it's past the 20 or so. I'm pretty sure it's a 19, somewhere around there. So we could shoot for a knight and hit for that 25.
Yeah, I think that's a fair strategy.
I think that's our best chance here.
Human Shupe say.
And this is where it's a Scorch.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's already played Scorch.
A
It's
second
fine.
Scorch?
He's already played
A
Scorch.
second Scourge? Oof.
Oh, 1 point! It hurts! So we should have played that the other way around.
The units this round, not like this.
Yeah, we should have played that one the other way around then, and saved the Hattori and played the Shupe first. We could have figured that one out, because we knew that it was a Baron deck, and he hadn't played Villain Tretimouth, so playing the Shupe first would have been... We would have won, because we would have also gotten 3 damage off of our Dwarf, and he would have gotten fewer kills.
That would have been... That is definitely fair to say.
Oh, misplays.
And it honestly shows, you know, deck doesn't play itself. Shupe always has a lot of these decisions of when to play it, because charm and even just the option value of, say, drawing a card and whatnot is quite complex. So you have to actually like think about exactly what your opponent has in terms of points, so you know how to play it as well. And I think the deck is actually really fun to play.
Yeah, that's the thing with Shupe decks. Shupe decks are always entertaining to play. It just takes practice, and me and Crash, this is the first time I don't know about you, but this is the first time I've ever played a movement Shupe deck, so in that regard we are kind of learning. And it's a shame that we ended off on a misplay that cost us the game, because if we had played Shupe before Hattori, then we would have been fine. But the thing is, we wanted to wait and see what kind of options we'd have with Shupe, and unfortunately what it meant was that we kind of lost. The other thing is we never found our spy, and our opponent found their spy, and that's why maybe you would want to go for something like a Broover Shupe that doesn't utilize weather and just utilizes mulligan, because then you can always guarantee your spy and your Shupe, which is, you know, nice.
Definitely agree with that. And I don't know, I think this deck's fine though. You can play around with it, see if the movement synergies actually speak to you, and if they don't, you can change them around and you know, go the other route, maybe even without a golden weather.
Yeah, and I think when everyone's playing greatswords, movement is actually quite good, because you can disrupt their greatsword strategy. So if you feel like you're playing decks where the movement would be really useful, this is the kind of deck that you could run. Anyway, guys, I think we'll leave it there. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like. In the description, we'll have a link to our Discord where you can post your decks for us to critique in the Topdeck critique channel. So if you want us to feature your deck, then post there. Beyond that, you can always subscribe to the channel, and you can find me and Crash on our various different accounts, right?
Twitch and YouTube were both very active, and I'll hope to see you guys there. Have a good day.
Thanks for watching. Bye!